Stop what you're doing right now, because this message didn't reach you by chance. There's a reason you're hearing this today, at this very moment, just before you close your eyes. Archangel Michael was nearby. You may not have realized it, but he was. And today, he didn't come to talk about his tomorrow. He came to talk about tonight. It's about what you'll take with you into your sleep. It's about what you'll carry with you when you turn off the light and are left alone with your own thoughts. There's something that needs to be said before you go to sleep. And the question that remains is simple but weighty. Why would Miguel need to warn you right now, just before darkness engulfs the room? Stay with me. Because the answer isn't what you think. Before I tell you the warning, I need you to look inside yourself for a moment. Have you been waking up tired, even after sleeping all night? As if the rest wasn't enough? As if something kept working while you slept? Have you been feeling a weight in your chest that you can't explain? It's not exactly sadness. It's more like emotional exhaustion, a feeling of carrying something that isn't even yours, but that you hold on to anyway. Perhaps you've noticed thoughts that keep coming back. The same worries, the same scenes, the same fears, repeating themselves like a broken record, just when you're trying to relax. Perhaps you've been irritated for no apparent reason in the last few days. An irritation that arises out of nowhere and that you yourself don't understand where it came from. Or perhaps it was different. Perhaps you had the feeling, however brief, of being watched. A shiver. An awkward silence, a sudden urge to look back. Have you been having strange dreams? Dreams that seem more vivid than usual, that leave you with a strange feeling when you wake up, even if you don't remember exactly what you dreamed? Have you been waking up in the middle of the night, always at the same time, for no reason at all? Have you felt the need to be alone, to get away from people, to feel overwhelmed by so many people at once? Have you noticed sudden changes in people around you? Someone who became distant without explanation? Someone whose behavior changed out of nowhere? And most importantly, have you felt that something isn't right, even if you can't pinpoint exactly what it is? If you recognized at least one of these signs, take a deep breath. You're not alone in this. These signs within the spiritual language that guides this message are neither accusations nor judgments. They are invitations. Invitations for you to slow down, to observe more carefully what is happening within you, and to seek, through prayer, a little more clarity. You felt it. I know you felt it. And that's exactly why you're here now. Now, I need to tell you something important, and I want you to pay close attention to it. Not everything that is strange is a threat. Miguel isn't here to make you panic. He never was. There is a huge difference between being alert and panicking, and it is precisely this difference that many people confuse when they hear spiritual messages. Panic paralyzes. Panic makes you see danger in everything, makes your heart race, makes your mind create stories that increase fear instead of bringing understanding. The warning is different. The warning is a silent invitation for you to pay attention, to observe, to seek discernment before reacting. Miguel didn't appear to scare you. He appeared to teach you to look more wisely at what is happening within and around you. Not everything that seems strange is dangerous. Some things are just signs for you to slow down. Some things are simply invitations for you to observe your own heart more carefully. Some things are simply reminders that you urgently need a moment of protection, silence, and surrender. Keep this difference in mind, because it will stay with you throughout the rest of this message. But then the question arises that may be going through your mind right now. Protected from what, exactly? The answer is neither simple nor singular. The protection that Miguel offers extends in layers. and each layer speaks to a different part of his life. The first layer is your peace. There are thoughts that creep in silently and steal your peace without you even realizing it. Small worries that multiply, small doubts that grow until they occupy all the space in your mind. Miguel is focused precisely on this point, the peace you deserve to have, but which, day after day, is being eroded by thoughts that are not always yours by choice, but by habit. There's more to reveal about this layer. But first, I need to tell you about the second one. The second layer is its direction. How many decisions have you made in the last year driven by fear? How many choices were born from pressure, anxiety, the desire to please, and not from your inner truth? Miguel also protects your path, helping you to distinguish between the voice of fear and the voice of wisdom. The third layer is about its boundaries. There are people, environments, and situations that, even without apparent violence, drain your energy. That leave you exhausted for no clear reason, that make you feel smaller after each conversation. Protecting your boundaries is also part of what Miguel came to remind us of today. The fourth layer is your resting place, and it's about this layer that I want to talk about in more depth shortly. Because there's something you've probably been doing, without realizing it, that's robbing you of the quality of your sleep. The fifth and final layer is your faith. Protection doesn't just mean the absence of danger. It also means regaining the confidence that you are not alone, even on days when everything seems uncertain. 5 layers. 5 areas of your life that are silently under Miguel's care. But there is one of them that needs to be dealt with more urgently today. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Here is the central point of this message. Pay attention, because this is where everything changes. The greatest danger tonight is not what lies outside of you. It's what you take into the night. Let that resonate for a moment. Have you ever noticed how easy it is at bedtime to revisit everything that went wrong during the day? The argument you had, the hurtful word, the mistake you made, the debt you couldn't meet, the person who disappointed you, the uncertainty about the future. All of this, if not surrendered before you close your eyes, continues to live within you. It continues to occupy space. It continues to whisper during sleep, transforming rest into weariness, transforming night into a silent battle. Fear, when not confronted, doesn't disappear on its own. It takes root. Concern grows when it goes unacknowledged. Resentment, when held onto, becomes a burden. Guilt, when not released, transforms into insomnia disguised as repetitive thoughts. And that's exactly why Miguel needed to talk to you today, before tonight. Because the central message of all this is just one. Don't let fear ruin your night. You don't need to solve everything before going to sleep. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to stop carrying alone what is already too heavy for one person to bear. Feel this relief for a moment. You don't need to win all your battles tonight. Some things just need to be delivered. Up to this point, this message has been about a warning. From now on, she talks about protection. Imagine for a moment the presence of the Archangel Michael, not as a distant figure, but as something close, real within your heart. Imagine a sword of light, not pointed against you, but raised as a shield between you and everything that tries to disturb your peace. Visualize open wings, enveloping the space around you like a silent cloak of protection. Feel a soft blue light, almost like the glow of a distant candle, filling the space where you are right now. In the language of this message, allow yourself to imagine this light covering every corner of your house, covering your front door, covering the ceiling of your room, covering the pillow where your head will rest shortly. Allow yourself to feel this light covering your mind as well, quieting the thoughts that insist on swirling around. And allow yourself to feel that light enveloping your heart, bringing a sense of security that you may not have felt in days. It's not a promise that nothing else will happen. It's an invitation for you to sleep tonight knowing that you are not unprotected. A firm presence, a quiet atmosphere, a feeling that finally you can release the breath you've been holding for so long. Now, I want to invite you to a short, simple, and sincere moment before you go to sleep tonight. It's not a magic formula, it's a moment of prayer, reflection, and surrender. First, dim the lights around you. Make the environment calmer, quieter. Next, breathe slowly. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds. Do this 3 times. Put your phone aside, just for a few minutes. Let this message be the last sound you hear before the silence of the night. Close your eyes and say a short prayer, in your own words, in whatever way makes sense to you. Mentally, hand over the worries of your day, one by one, if necessary. Imagine placing each one in Miguel's hands. Imagine the blue light we described earlier enveloping your entire room. Be sincerely grateful for the protection you feel around you. And finally, allow yourself to sleep without feeding fearful thoughts. If any heavy thoughts return, simply acknowledge, I've already let go of that. I don't need to carry it again. There is no supernatural guarantee here. It is an invitation for you to experience, today, a moment of faith, of pause, and of genuine surrender. If you felt this message reached you for a reason, I want to invite you to make a small declaration with me. You can repeat these words mentally or in a low voice. Archangel Michael, I surrender to this night all that I cannot control. May my mind find peace, may my heart find rest, and may my home be enveloped by God's protection. If this is the prayer you wish to say today, write Amen in the comments, not as a ritual to activate anything, but as a way to express with your own hands the faith you are feeling right now. And now, I want to tell you something deeper, something that might better explain why you're here, listening to this exact message today. Perhaps Miguel didn't show up because something bad is coming. Perhaps he appeared because you finally needed to stop carrying everything alone. Think about that for a moment. How many nights have you spent agonizing over problems alone, without sharing the burden you were feeling with anyone? How long have you waited for a sign, for direction, for something to tell you that you haven't been forgotten? How many times have you felt abandoned, even when surrounded by people? How many times have you simply wished you could rest, without guilt, without pressure, without the feeling that you had to handle everything alone? If you've ever felt this weariness, this waiting, this need for protection, know that you're not alone. Many people watching this message feel exactly the same way. And perhaps that is the real reason Miguel approached you today. Not to announce a tragedy, but to remind you that there is a greater care for your life, even on the days when you feel completely alone. I'm not going to promise that everything will be resolved tomorrow. That wouldn't be sincere, and this message isn't about empty promises. But there is something real that can begin today. More peace of mind to get through the next few days. Greater clarity in understanding what truly matters and what can be left aside. A feeling of relief, however small, for having delivered what I had been carrying alone. A greater ability to simply rest without guilt. Courage to set boundaries that you've long known you needed to set. A clearer understanding of your own emotions without judgment. Renewed energy to face the next day, even if it still brings challenges. And above all, more confidence in your own faith, in your own journey. Protection doesn't begin by providing ready-made answers. It begins by bringing peace. And it is from this peace that clarity gradually emerges. Let's return then to the question that opened this message. Why did Miguel need to talk to you before going to sleep? Now you can understand the answer. Because some battles don't need to be won tonight. Some battles simply need to be surrendered. You don't need to have all the answers before you close your eyes. You don't need to solve everything weighing on your heart all by yourself. Miguel is not a figure meant to provoke fear. Within this message, he is a symbol of courage, protection, discernment, and faith. And perhaps that's exactly what you needed to hear today. That it's possible to let go, even if just for one night of the weight you insist on carrying alone. Now slow down with me. Imagine the room in silence, her breathing, becoming calmer and calmer. That soft blue light enveloping the entire surrounding environment. Miguel's sword is lowered. There is no battle tonight. Wings spread, like a cloak over the place where you rest. No threat looming over you. No fear that needs to be fed. Only protection. Only silence. Only peace. You don't need to find out everything tonight. You just need to rest, knowing that you don't have to carry everything alone. Give this night to God. Close your eyes in peace. If this message reached you at exactly the moment you needed it, write Amen and move on to the next message. Perhaps there is another message you need to hear tomorrow.